Welcome to another episode of the Healthcare Marketing Mindset Rehab with Kat Vai. Today I'd like to talk about my process that I use to go through building a strategy or a program or anything that needs to be accomplished in the marketing space. In the healthcare space, there are many opportunities to create programs like educational programs and trade shows and overall strategy. And all of these things can seem daunting because there's a lot of steps. Well, I created a process where I break down everything into three core components, and this helps ensure that I create everything that needs to happen within each one of these components to ensure that I complete my task or my program or my strategy, whatever it is. I call it the 3D strategic marketing approach. Now it's 3Ds because there are 3Ds. There's define, design, and deploy. And each one of these components has multiple steps. And when you go through the steps, it'll take you through a logical process. So this way you can then have a program, strategy, whatever, that you really understand who the target audience is, what their core challenges are, what you're going to do to connect with them and how you're going to connect with them, and then also what kind of reporting and KPIs that you're going to have associated with the program. So this way you can go back and you can report on it and review and see what has to be updated or changed. So I created this program many, many years ago because when I was working in the healthcare space, when I started out, many times I was the lone marketer and I had all these projects coming in, and it was important for me to be successful, not only for me because I had my aspirations, but for the company. So by creating this process, I knew that I had to go through these steps to ensure that I would be successful. So what I want to do throughout a couple of episodes of the Healthcare Marketing Mindset Rehab is talk about the mindset of the 3D strategic marketing approach and why I believe that it will be helpful for you. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about mindset overall of how I view marketing. And it's about communication, it's about outreach, and it's about creating a relationship with whomever you are trying to connect with. And I view a relationship in a few ways. Number one, relationships take time to cultivate. And there has to be a lot of giving on the front end. So this way people can learn about you and learn to trust you. So this way they come closer, and then you can then share with them all that you have that will help make their life better. And then there's the aspect of when a good relationship is reciprocal, which means that there's like a 50-50 kind of give and take, where once a client becomes your customer, you don't ignore them. Yes, you're giving them great service, but you don't ignore them, because anybody ignored becomes susceptible to the advances of someone else. So it's your job and your marketing's job to connect and communicate in various ways. And you have to learn what's important for your client. You have to connect with them regularly. You have to see what they're responding to, what they're searching for, what key educational components ignite them, and also maybe what tools they need to make their business life better. And then finally, it's growing, giving them a vision of the future, and then showing them and applying different solutions that would build on whatever you've sold before to then enhance their relationship. So this way it's not stagnant. The relationship doesn't just stay flat. There's growth. There's there's communication, but there's also the important, like I just mentioned, growth. So the mindset of the way I market is to really view the relationship of the healthcare provider, the healthcare vendor that I'm working with, and how they communicate with the provider and hospital, and how and what you are offering will help those organizations, take care of patients, and really keeping that to your heart, and keeping that in your heart about knowing that if you're in the healthcare space, that you're ultimately helping a patient, and remembering that the patient's journey can be fraught with fear, with not knowing what their future will bring, um, stress around a loved one being sick, etc. So it's really about understanding and paying homage to understanding the healthcare space, and ultimately that you're helping the patient. So the process of the 3D strategic marketing approach allows you to really be successful with your marketing, so that you can do what it is that you need for that organization, which is help them get more leads, help them communicate better, help them bring prospects in closer range, what I call into arm's length. So this way they can draw them in closer, and then sales can do their thing, and really help convert the prospect into a client, and then continually help grow that relationship. So this way the client wants to stay with you, wants to learn and from you, and then will what that also does is that if there are hiccups in the relationship, they don't just cut bait and run. They know that you truly care about them and the future of their organization and their patients. So this way they are more forgiving. But that only happens if you've built that relationship and built the trust with the relationship. So I will go through the 3D strategic marketing approach in my next few videos. I'll go through define and all the steps associated with defining your strategy, designing the steps there, and then deploying. And then there's a bonus step in the front that I'll talk about at the very end. So this way you'll have everything you need to truly transform your marketing, and you'll have a new mindset of how to deliver that marketing and be successful. So if you want to learn more, please subscribe and follow me. So this way you'll get all the steps. And also, if you have any questions, just reach out to me directly at www.cvstrategicmarketing.com /growth-solutions if you want to learn about the offerings that I have, or just message me. I'm always happy to talk about healthcare marketing and how to help you be successful. So until next time, thank you for joining me again for another Healthcare Marketing Mindset Rehab.